Happy New Year to everyone around the world. Welcome. Um, this is a fun reading that I'm going to do. It's very significant. We're going to know exactly what's happening through the the situation, everything else. And this is a revolution of what's going on. And, there are times where things can go from a different way, a different angle, a different perspective, and things can go from a different way. You just have to look at them. You have to see it through your own way and say, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And significant is what significant does. I've been there so many times where things can go from a different way, a different angle, a different, you have the right passage, everything else, and whether you have a bad year or a good year of 2023 or it sucks or whatever it is, you have to you have to pan things around as they go along. It's the way of how you can see it as your own way of how you can believe it on how it goes. You have to feel that way of you can consider your own options, your own way, your own uh, believe about how that is. There are things can then that you have to desire and believe about how everything is in your own way. You just have to find it. You have to believe in your own self. This is a way of, you know, understanding about what's happening through your own your own way and your own discovery and what's happening through, how it is. These things can happen as they go along, you know, but this is how it kind of remains about how it is. You have to face your own abilities. You have to know right from wrong in that situation. Believe on how it kind of is. Believe that if everything goes a different way, you know, it's the way of how it kind of happens. And there are times where you can consider your own options. It's a way of how you can manifest your own beliefs, your own way. It's the way of how you can understand that. But this is a formative reading. I hope that I don't know if this is a long reading, but it might be because you know after when Ben making this video and when it's premiering, it's gonna be on close to the year of the end of the year, right? And it's the way of how you can believe about how everything is, and you know how fantastic it is, and you believe about how everything is in your own well-being. You have to think about the positive, not the negative. You have to think think things through your own way, right? You have to believe your own self. And whether you sit there and think and think and think and think, it becomes boring, you know? So this is how it seems to be. Um, it's a way of how you can impose your own situation. So I hope that this is not a long reading, but if it is, understand of how it is. Because this is how it seems to be, because I have lots of things to talk about. And this is how what's going on between the tarot situation, what's going on between the oracle situation. Um, this is how it is. So think about this in your own way, and this is how it seems to be, knowing that there are times where you can believe that, and this is how it's going to be. So this is what's going on, and let's see what happens because this is how it is. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, so we have first card, second card, and third card. So we're going to look at these oracles. We're going to see what's happening through the emotions or what's happening through this revolution of the year, the end of the year. But this is like a New Year's video as well. So let's see, we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Okay, so things are going to change as they go along. That's the second card. Patience. I said that everything happens in divine order. Okay, all right, that's interesting. Last one, happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Ah, look at these cards. So you have change, patience, and happiness. Very good cards. Very good, seasonal way of how you can look at it for your own perspective. You know, you look at this and think, okay, everything seems to be happiness and change and patience. You look at those and you think, okay, everything seems to be great and fine. So we're going to look at those later at almost the end of the video. All right. So we have that. What else we're going to consider? Now we're going to look at the way of how this is. I'm going to do one card reading, one card. So we have the Six of Cups is reversed. There's a way of there, you lost everything, the year of 2023, or there's something that is very bad. Now you think, okay, well, what's the worst what's the worst outcome? Well, we're going to look at this. Okay? This is almost a way of how everything is, right? You know how this is like a diamond situation, a diamond way. This is what I'm going to describe. It's gonna be like a diamond way, only it's my way to tell you what's happening, but we're going to continue with it, okay? So this is how I'm going to explain. So basically, while we were looking at this, we're going to look at that. Now here is a way of how this is, okay? Now, I already shuffled these cards, this tarot over here. So we need lots to accomplish of right now of this solution. Now, we have a way of how this is. This is like almost like a diamond situation, but we're going to go slow and then work our way. So we're going to look at the Four of Swords is reversed, right? So you're not sleeping, you're going to be awake in that time. This one on this side, you have the Knight of Swords reversed, right? So this is not victory anymore. This is not how it is, okay? So now we have at least three reverse cards. You think, what is going on here? You know? Now you think, okay, well, why that there's something going on? Now you see how it is, okay? So now you look at how it is. Now you have to think, okay, well, am I doing something right here? Am I doing something wrong? So this is like a diamond situation. It kind of doesn't look like a diamond, but it's the way of how the cards are. So you have the Two of Cups that's reversed, and then you have the Three of Pentacles that's upright. So now we know that the first round of the zodiac is the Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus in that situation. Now things can go from a different way, a different of how it is in your own situation. Okay. There are times where everything can be all great, all fine, all fantastic. But see, here's the thing: you lost your friends. You are still waking up, right, from your nap, whatever it is. So you're kind of like having no friends or no lovers right now. In this situation, you have three people that's in this solution, this revolution, and this is how it kind of is. Now, this is not over yet because now we have to think of a way of how it is. So now we're going to look at this from a different way. So we have the Two of Cups that's reversed. Same thing as the Two of Cups over here. Okay, so they're both at the same cards, but they're just the same. This one over here, you have the Strength card that's upright. So you have that ability where, okay, you have strength, you have your own way. Everything seems to be all, peachy and everything is all great. But now you have to figure it out your own self, right? Now this is not crystal clear of like the new year that's coming up. And it's the way of how the year of 2024 is going to hit and everything is, right? So now you have that well balanced way. Now you see, okay, well, what this is a very significant reading. Now we know what's happening over here that we don't know. We don't know what's the bottom over here as well, but we know that this is like a diamond situation because this is reversed. So the Six of Cups reversed, the Four of Swords reversed, the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Two of Cups again that's reversed. Okay, so all these cards on your left side is reversed. These two are reversed, but the Three of Pentacles is upright and the Strength card are upright. Do you see it different? Do you see that difference? Yeah, I do. So you can see that in that way. Now, we don't know who's doing this in this situation, but now we know that there is something that's happening. So we're going to look at this in the way of the ability of knowing from of the way. So now we have the world that's upright. The world is a completion card in that situation, right? Because we're completing the end of the year of 2023 in our own way. This one over here, you have the Six of Wands reversed. Now, probability in this situation, you're losing your own way. You're losing what's happening, right? So, in the way of how it is, it's that way. But this is not over yet, okay? So we have the completion card over here. We have a strength card over here, right? So there's like two girls in this situation, and there's only three people as the Three of Pentacles, okay? So now we know what's happening through this situation here. But all these ways of how this is going to work out as it goes along. Because now we have to figure out our own situation here. So we have that situation here. We have this one over here. So we're going to see how this is. So we have the Queen of Swords reversed in that situation, right? And this one over here, you have the Knight of Swords reversed. Now, why you're getting all these reverse cards, right? Why? Because you have at least a lot of reverse cards on one side, except for the World card is upright. Then you have this way, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 reverse cards here, and you only have 2 upright. Now, it doesn't make any sense in the revolution of the year of 2024, okay? And while everyone's gonna watch this video, if it's gonna premiere in the next little while, you have to pay attention of what's happening, right? And the way of how this is, it's gonna be that time, that place, that stigma, that way of how it is. Now, this doesn't look like a diamond way, but it kind of is in its own different way, right? So now we know about this. Now we don't know what's in the middle of this section and one of the sides here, whatever else. Okay. So now we know that basic. So now we can figure that out. What's the bottom card here? Ah, the Eight of Wands is upright. So which means that this represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So we have fire signs, we have earth signs that are, in that situation. So we know that the Eight of Wands is like traveling, right? You're traveling, right? If you're going to travel in the year of 2024, whatever it is, okay? Now, this is a very significant reading, right? It's the way of how you can evolve, you can have interactions, you do whatever you want, right? So now we have this way. Now, I say that it's over, but it's not really, because now we're going to look what's happening between the Six of Cups that's reversed over here, right? Because now we want to know what's happening. So let's see what's happening with this one. The Judgment, that's upright. Okay, so we have that way of how, we have the Strength card, we have the World, we have the Judgment, right? We have the different way of how this is. Now we know, okay, well, there's something different in this reading. It is. Because now we have to figure this out. It's like a puzzle, right? Now, whether you do puzzles or not, or if you like puzzles, go ahead. If you don't like a puzzle, don't do this puzzle, you know? You could if you want to, but it's your choice. Now, the way of how this is, you're going to look at the way of how what's going on with all these reverse cards, except for the uprights. So we see that there are four upright, right? As the Strength card, the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Judgment is upright, and the World. So we have five upright. The reverse cards are all different, right? You can see that, right? So now you have that is. Now, this is a very significant way. Now, I'm going to clarify. I love the word because we're going to clarify. We're going to clarify the Queen of Swords reversed. So I'll put it over here. I'm going to clarify the Knight of Swords reversed over here. So let's see what's happening over here. You have the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you are offered. The time is touch. Okay, so that represents Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, so we know how that is. This one over here, the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Okay, so that's what it seems to be for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you see how this is. It's a very significant way. That's interesting. Okay, all right. Now I don't want to get my hopes up, but I want to. Because I want to clarify the Two of Cups that's reversed over here. And let's see. The Ace of Earth. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Ah, okay. Alright. So that represents Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So in both sides you have Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, right? And then you have the air sign, that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So there's something that's in between this, right? So we have at least 9 zodiac signs in this picture. Fire signs, earth signs, air signs. Like that's 9 zodiac signs. That's not bad. But now we have to consider our own following. Now, the way of how this is going to work, you have to look at your own way, your own society of how you can look into it. Okay. Now, for instance, you look like, okay, everything's fine with this reading. It's not over yet. Because in that note, you have to see it in your own way, your own profession. You have to believe on what's happening. You have to see it in your own eyes, your own way of how everything is, right? You have to look at that. You look and think, okay, well, I'll get this. I'll know what's happening. And you see it. You see how it kind of is. But you have to look at that, right? Because this is not, you know, this is not going to be like the end of the video. No. This is how practical it seems to be. But we're going to keep going. So you see how everything is, right? You see how everything is. So you think, okay, well, everything seems to be fine. Not necessarily, because now you have to look and think, okay, well, let's see what's happening. Okay. Now I did use one card, didn't I? Yes, I used one card. And it seems to be kind of interesting of how that goes. Because you see how that is, that remains, right? So now you know how it is. Now, let's see what's happening through the different way of how it is. We're going to clarify the earth signs and the air sign. So let's see. The devil's, that's reversed. So we have no, we have no bad language. We have no chaotic away. The Four of Swords is upright. So we had it that was reversed. So you were sleeping, but now, like, you're not sleeping. Now you are sleep. I think it's Four of Swords. Yeah. So that's how it seems to be, right? So now you're sleeping. You're having a nice nap. Okay. So now you know that how that is. Now we're going to see how this is. The Page of Swords is upright. So we have that way of knowing from that perspective, because now we see a way of how this is very significant on how everything is. Now we can believe on how everything kind of is at the moment. Now we're going to clarify again the Judgment and the Eight of Wands. So let's see. This one is the Two of Swords is upright, so which means that you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. This one over here is the King of Wands is upright, so still following the air signs and the fire signs, which means Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for air signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius for fire signs. So we kind of understanding of how that is in that note. Okay. Let's clarify the opposite of the devil introvert in that way. The Pentacles, that's reversed. Okay. All right. Okay. So you lost your career, you lost everything. Okay. So we know how that is. Let's clarify again. Let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles reversed. The Ten of Wands is upright. Okay, so now we know that represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So this is between the air sign and a fire sign at the same time, because we know that this is a very significant reading. Now, this is how it goes, right? Now you think, oh my lord, this is a lot of cards. It is, right? Because like I say, I'm using one card only in this situation. One card only. Because I usually do more than just one. Now, this is how it seemed to be for this revolution of this new year. And everything seems to be significant on how it goes. We know that this is a very celebration. We know what's happening from right and wrong. You know, you have to look at that. You have to see it in order to believe it. It's the way of how it is, right? This is the way of how it goes. But let's keep going, shall we? So we know how this is, right? It's the way of how the cards are. Now we know, okay. So while everything is all clarified, because we have from upright cards to now reversed, pure reverse, but a lot of them are upright. Now we're going to know what's happening, because now we can see it to believe what's happening through our own way. Okay, now we can see it, we can understand that, but now we have to see this. Now, this is a oracle cards, but these are very different. They will tell you the months, the past, the everything. So I'm going to look at that in a perspective, see what's happening through this situation, because we're going to figure out what's happening through all these cards, because this is how you have to think in your own mind that this is not a total accident. It's the way of how these cards are. So let's see the first one. We have the 36 card. So this could represent December in that situation. This is the 18 of the hearts in this situation. We have the eight diamonds in this situation. That's interesting. We have this one over here is the 7. Not bad. We have this one over here. Oh wow. 14. And the last one over here, you have the 10 again. So we have basically the way of how these cards are. In a way, they could even tell me what's happening. But the 36 card, that represents December. Okay, this is what the card is. But the 18th, the 8, the 7, the 14, and the 10. Now, these are very interesting. So I'm going to look at, let's see, the 18, that this is the dog situation over here. The timing is from 21st to the 30th of June. So this is June. This is December. So December, June. Let's see. The 14 is, so, okay, so December, June, and May of from 11th to the 20th. Okay, so remember those months. Okay, December, June, and May. Number 10 is from the 1st to the 10th of April. So remember, December, June, May, and April. Okay, these are a lot of months. So those are 4 months. December, June, May, April. Okay, what's number 8? 11 to the 20th of March. So we have December, June, May, April, and March. So March, April, right? And number 7 is 1st to the 10th of March. So both of these cards, the 8 and the 7, they're both Marches. But December, June, May, and April, okay? These are how it's going to happen through maybe the year of 2024. This is how it's going to be, you know? Remember how it kind of remains, because if you look at this gorgeous reading, you think, okay, what's happening through December, May, April, March, all those, and June, and everything else. You add those months up between the years. If it's the year of 2023, last year, you look at those, or the year of 2022, whatever it is, you look at back then, okay, back then is about the months, the way of how you can consider your own options. It's the way of how this is very balanced, of how the way of this stigma, this year, this really, because whenever you decide about how this is how it's going to be remaining. If you look at 2 Marches, April, May, June, and December, like they're all different months, right? So you have to look at that in your own perspective way. You have to believe about how it is. It's the way of how this is not really affected or anything like that, but you have to remember of how everything seems to be good. So you look at how this is, right? You look at how everything seems to be amazing, this how it is. Now you know, okay, now it's getting somewhere in this situation. So we're almost done through this reading, but not quite, because now we have to figure this out in our own perspective way. Now, this is between how the months are right now in this situation. And this is how it kind of goes in that own way, right? You have to look at that, you have to see it, you have to order to believe it. And this is how the cards are right now. Now you see, okay, how this is going to be significant. Well, let's see how it is. So we're going to look at what's happening. So we're going to look at, so the hangman is reversed, so there's no restrictions from the year of December, last year or the year before after. This one is the Five of Swords reversed, okay, right? So there's nothing that's happening in the year of, so remember the months that I was telling you, right? So this is December, this is, right? This is June, this is May, this is April, and these are both are March, okay? Now I'm going to the March one. Six of Swords is upright, okay? So All right, so you're doing something. You're walking upstairs, you're going to work, you know, in that perspective, in the March situation. The other March over here, Six of Cups is upright. Now we're getting somewhere. Now it represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So now we have an involvement of the 12 zodiac signs. This is a lot. This one over here is the Three of Cups that's reversed. Yeah, yeah, in the start of the April situation. And the last one, the last and final one, right? So we have December, June, May, 2 Marches. I think this is April, I believe. But this is the Page of Cups that's reversed. So this is interesting. We have two that is reversed, but we have, okay, we have three are reversed. This card, this card, this card. But we have three are upright. Do you see how that goes? Yeah. So we know between December and May, yeah, December, yeah, December, May, June, both Marches, and April. Yeah, this is how it seems to be. Okay. Now I have to figure this out in your own situation. So we don't know what's happening between the Five of Swords reversed and the Three of Cups reversed. Because you lost friends. That's really insane. Yeah, you lost friends. You don't have conflict in June. Yeah. Over here, of the month of April, or May, or between these or April, May. I'm sure I'm not confused. But you know how this is, right? Yeah. So let's see. Let's clarify. This reading is almost over. Just to let you all know. The Queen of Pentacles is upright. Okay. This one over here. The Ten of Wands is reversed. Yeah. Interesting. This one over here. The Justice is reversed. Interesting. Okay. Let's clarify the Hangman. The Knight of Swords upright. Yeah. So still represents Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, fire signs. Earth signs is Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And you're still on to another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius on this side. But see the Justice and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, this is very significant. Clarify the Ten of Wands. Clarify the Justice. The Six of Cups is upright. See how the Six of Cups is upright over here? Now it's over here. Two Six of Cups. This one over here. The Seven of Wands is reversed. Hmm, that's interesting. Clarify the Seven of Wands. Eight of Swords is upright. Yeah, see? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is how significant this wonderful reading is. Because you're looking at this of how this is very significant on this reading is. Okay? So we know for a fact that this is between the water signs, the earth signs, the air signs, right? So we know what's happening through this situation. So we know about that. Okay. Now let's see what's happening through these oracle cards that I just shoved earlier. Let's see what that represents. The water sign, the air sign, earth sign, another air sign, another water sign, another air sign. So we have that. For this one, we have the Metal King, Discipline, Armor, Boundaries. Yes. Next one, the Cosmos, Creativity and Vastness. Yep, exactly. This one over here, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, Selflessness, Humility, Conscious Action. Okay, this one over here, Sisters of the Seasons, Cycles of Growth, Nurture, Law, and Divine Order. Okay, okay. This one over here, the Eagle King, the big picture, angelic help. Ah, yeah, okay. I can understand that. This one over here, the High Lady of Love and Compassion, Reverence, Kindness, and Consideration. Ah, yeah, yeah. So we have two kings over here. We have a Sisters of the Seasons. We have the Cosmos. We have the High Lord, and we have the Lady of Love and Compassion. Yeah, yeah. It's getting somewhere. It's getting somewhere. Because we know for a fact that this can be very significant. Now we're almost done with the reading, just to let you all know. But this is how it seems to be for the way of how this outcome is. Now, there are spaces that you could see, like there's a space here, a little bit over here, on the sides, right? This is how it is. So while I'm going to think about this, and you see how this is very, oh my lord, this is a huge reading. This is how it seems to be. So we know, for instance, of how this is interesting. So we know how this is very interesting of how this is you think, okay, everything seems to be fine, everything seems to be dandy, whatnot. Yeah, but this is how it seems to be, because now we're going to clarify what's at the bottom of the middle king over here, and then clarify the cosmos, like close to the cosmos. Clarify the ego king and the high lady of love and compassion, right? So we see how this is going to remain. So this one over here is the sun. Okay, so it still represents Leo in that situation. Okay. This one over here. Ah, the Eight of Cups is upright. Yeah, it still represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This one over here. Ah, the Queen of Cups reversed. Yeah, see? Kind of interesting with that. Kind of interesting about that. The way of how this is going to, of how this portion of how everything is, now you have to, in order to see it. So let's clarify again. Let's clarify. Tell me something. What's the opposite of um, the Queen of Cups? The Knight of Pentacles, which means that you're going to have victory. Yeah, still represents the Earth sign. Yeah, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Yeah, so you have a Leo in this situation, you have the water sign in this situation, you have earth signs in this situation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now we're kind of getting somewhere. Okay. So now this is very significant on how it goes. Now we know, okay. So let's see what's clarifying the world in this situation. The King of Pentacles, that's reversed. Okay, so we had the King of Pentacles that was upright earlier, but then it's reversed. Okay, okay. Tell me something that's the opposite of the King of Pentacles. The Four of Cups is reversed. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So what's the opposite of the Four of Cups? The Three of Swords is upright. Oh my God, so now you're having heartbreak. Okay. So we have another air sign. We have another Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and the water signs. We have the earth sign as Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm kind of getting the picture now. Okay. Now you can see me stopping, right? but I'm trying to keep going with this. So now we can have a clear picture of what's happening through this situation. Okay, so now oh, we're going to look at the Three of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. So this one over here, the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. Ah, okay. Okay. This one over here, the Sacred Union, partnership, romance. Ah, okay, I see that. This one over here, the Spiral Dancer, circus, root, perception. Ah, okay. So this is between a girl situation, a guy situation, right? Because the Arrow Master just hit the Sacred Union as these two lovers were here, okay? Now you think awe in that situation. The Spiral Dancer, who represents the Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus in that situation, is, dancing, right? So you know how everything is in that situation, right? But I want to see what the Sun card is for that one. The Desert Prince, survival, false promises. Ah, okay. All right. Okay, so now we know about another guy in this situation. So you can see in this own situation, there's guys and there's girls on one side or the other. So there's a girl here, girl and the guy over here, right? But these are the guys. These are the guys here. This is a guy over here. This is a guy over here. So that's like, this is how it kind of is. Like you have to see the big picture. You have to have partnership, romance, boundaries, hitting the mark, whatever it is, right? So you see how this is very significant on how it is. You think, oh my lord, this is a huge, 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 fantastic reading. Because if you look at the months that I just described you, and I'm trying to remember all the months now. If you look at that situation, like there's 2 Marches, we have 1 December, and we have June and April, I believe. So if you see, or May in that situation, you see how those months are. December, May, June, April, and 2 Marches. Right? You see those. You see seven of those months that I just told you. This happens in between of how it's going to affect of the year of 2024. It could happen in different solutions. You have to believe about that. You have to encourage about that information that I'm telling you about, because this is how it kind of is, right? This is how it needs to be. So we're almost done with this reading. Now we know about, well, we're going to get back with the oracle cards as the patience, the change, and the happiness. I think the happiness was over here, and the patience was over here, and change was over here. So we look at these and you think, okay, there's lots of guys, there's lots of girls, there's lots of ladies in this situation. So you see how this is, right? Now you think, okay, well, this is how a solution is. Find a problem that solves a solution. That's a good saying. This is how it's going to be, okay? So we look at the change, patience, happiness, right? You think, okay, everything seems to be fine. But what's after the change? What's after patience? What's after happiness? So let's see. So after the change, we have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Okay, right? Next one by the patience is adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Aha, yep, they do. And this one over here, you have peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. Okay, all right. So you're looking at this is a good way of how it is. All right, all right. I can understand that feeling. I can understand that. So we know how this is very a good way. All right. So we see how this is very significant on how this reading goes. So while we look at the change, the patience, the happiness, regret, adversity, peace, they're all different ways. These are different emotions of what's happening through what's going to come, right? Because you look at the months, you look at December, May, June, April, 2 Marches, you know, this is how it is, right? You look at those and this is how it seems to be, right? So now you know how it kind of remains. So now we're going to do, I'll see what's happening between the guy and the woman situation. And then I'll do the playing card, what's going to happen, who's following you, and then this is going to be the end of the video. So let's see what's the patience or the change, the patience, happiness, regret, adversity, and peace. Let's see how this is. Here we go. First one. So what's the change is the sun dancers. Joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. Okay, all right, right. So you know how that is. Second, after patience is the Swan Queen. Transformation, intuition, patience. Okay, so we have the sun dancers as the woman. We have another woman here. What's after the happiness card? The keeper of the scales. Fairness and balance. Okay, so you're going to balance of your happiness. So we have 3 girls in this situation. 3 ladies. That's wow. Then what's after regret? The word Lord. Communication, praise, and dishonesty. Okay, so you could be having some kind of completion. So you have a guy in that situation. Next one, after adversity, lead of the mirror, reflection, and non-judgment. Ah, I see, I see, I see, I see, I see. Okay, all right. So we have four girls, 1 guy in this situation. Last one. What's the after peace? The camel boy. Small steps, asking for help. Ah, Okay. So we have a guy situation. We have three guys. We have three guys. One, two, and three guys. And how many girls we have? One, two, three, four. Yeah, four ladies. Yeah. So we know how this is kind of very interesting. Okay. Now we know that this is a very significant reading of how it kind of goes. We know for a fact that anything can happen, and whether that this is a very significant reading, and you know, this is the way of how this whole entire outcome is. It's a way of how you can believe it. You can think of impossibilities. You know that this is a very significant reading, very significant, because in other words, you look at and you think, okay, what's going on? And you see the bigger picture, you see how it is. So I don't normally do how many playing cards, but this is how it's going to be through the whole entire reading. So we're going to look at the girl side and the guy side because this is insane. So the playing cards will represent the hearts represents water signs, clubs represents fire signs, spades represents air signs, and diamonds represents uh, earth signs. So this is how it's going to be. Okay, here we go. First one, six of spades, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Second, nine of clubs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Next one, ten of clubs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. This one, six of diamonds, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. This one, ten of spades, is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This one, ten of hearts, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This one, three of diamonds. Aha, yeah, here we go. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And last one, Queen of Hearts, is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. So you see how that is? Um, Knowing that this is a very good reflection of what's happening through the years, the months, the creativities, whatever it is. You look at this from a whole entire different way. You look at it as a whole entire picture. And this is how it goes, because in a way of how I can see it in my own way, this is how it seems to be. Because you look at this and you think, okay, everything seems to be fine. But when you do, and you look at the months between December, April, May, and the 2 months of March, you look at that. You look at that significant reading, you look at how it is, and you see how it seems to be well connected. So I hope that this reading helps you enjoy what's happening. And you have to remember that this is a very significant reading. And this is how it goes. So remember about this, enjoy, and this is how it's going to be. So I hope that this reading helps you, enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Happy New Year. Bye.